Hi everybody, this is Charlie from ES Casting. I apologize, but we missed the beginning of this game due to some technical issues. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it here. First blood has already happened in the draft as well. Alright everybody, sorry about that. My computer just died. So, yeah, that's great. You there, Steve? Oh, man. Okay. I think I've got it working again. Man, I apologize to everybody. I have no
Can you hear
idea.
me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
All right, good.
Um, Alright, yeah, there's some pretty serious technical issues apparently that we've got to work out.
Yeah, clearly.
I have no idea why my computer just died. Hopefully I can check the error logs later and figure it out. But for now, all I can do is get back into the game. So it looks like things have gone from about the same as they have been for the Dire side.
Yeah, they were maintaining the 3K golden experience lead for a few minutes now. It's gotten a little worse for them or for the Radiant team since then, but not significantly so. They're winning, so the Dire team are winning about as much as they were before. And we do see a Yasha pickup on the Luna. And the Witch Doctor actually, forgoes any sort of boots upgrade and just goes straight in for that point booster, looking at the Aghanim Scepter in a bit. Lena, of course, picking up her Yules shortly. Not quite yet, but she's pretty close to it. And on the Radiant side, that Midas doing good work for the Tiny. Allows him to stay only second on the net worth charts, even though the Dire has taken out a tower over them. Somehow staying above that Luna. But we might see a pickoff on him. The morph waveform coming in, and Tiny does a quick toss-up on that morph, and it looks like Wrath is going to be blocked up by the Radiant Creeps. So Creeps helping out with a little bit of creep blocking. We see a couple of ports in, but I don't think they're going to get any return. Dang it, I saw it happening, but I was watching that bottom fight. So looks like the Luna picked off the Abaddon with a solo Eclipse. Charlie, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm looking at
Okay.
Cy Talos in chat, talking about how you're going above and beyond with text updates when we weren't in the game. I apologize again to everybody about that. We had a nice new setup that we built out in order to do this, and for some reason it just died. And I have no idea what that is. Like I said, I'll check the error logs later, and hopefully we'll figure it out, and it won't happen again. But in the meantime, Lena is going to take down a tower mid, and the lead here is starting to get a little bit scary if you're the Radiant side.
Yeah, they're up to about 5K gold lead, and they're sticking around that 3K experience lead. So the experience isn't getting too out of control. It kind of makes sense. I mean, they aren't. It's not, the game's not out of control for this Radiant team, but they are losing towers, and so that's gonna get them to lose some gold here, or some gold lead.
Yep. So the Radiant side here, getting a little bit of a D-ward, trying to take back some map control here. At this moment, actually, Dire has 0 wards on the map. Radiant has 1 ward down here in the bottom that would be protecting the Tiny if the Tiny was in the jungle. But the Tiny has actually rotated top, probably looking to find that Luna, but she's actually not going to be there. In the meantime, the Dire side actually coming out with a smoke gank. And they'll head into the jungle and see if they can find anyone, and maybe D-ward in the process.
Now, hold up. This Tiny has 1,800 gold. Normally we would see the Ags Rush, but do you think this might be a Blink Dagger?
Yeah, I think it does need to be the Blink Dagger, just because this Batrider got so far behind. And you know what? I say that the Batrider got so far behind. He's actually picked up his Blink Dagger at 14.
Yeah, Batrider's doing okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he may be 6th on the net worth, but that's not the worst place to be as a solo offlaner. I mean, he's basically where he needs to be. I mean, he's a little bit below the Morphling, but not super significantly so. And we do see initiation on this Vengeful Spirit, and he just goes down. Garda comes in and...
Oh,
gets the
sorry.
return kill on that Lena. It looks like he's going to take out the Witch Doctor as well. But Varathis might be able to take out this the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit is so he's able to do a quick blink, but it should be a quick waveform, and there's a kill.
Yeah. In the meantime, though, while that was happening, there was a kill on the tiny top. They tried to find that kill on the Luna top. They ended up losing the tiny. Abaddon
They do
does.
get the Skyrat though.
Yep. And Abaddon does survive through that, and Luna does as well. Luna had to TP out, but at the end of the day, when you're down like this, I mean that's a 3-for-3 trade, and if you're the Radiant side, you'll take it. I mean, it doesn't affect the graphs a whole lot. They're actually going to see a little bit of a jump here in net worth. Experience not going to change too much, but at the end of the day, you know, you're going to be happy with those kind of trades. At this point, they're really just looking to delay it out, see if they can get some big items and win some team fights.
So the Dire never dewarded this. I mean, they saw it when they were doing that smoke gank, but they never came back and killed any of those wards.
Yeah, and, I mean, it's actually a really smart move if you think about it, because at the end of the day, that's just a sentry ward. They're not actually going to be able to see anyone, and actually there was a little bit of a go here on the Morphling, and he's going to end up getting away. So the only thing that could have alerted them to the fact, the Radiant side, to the fact that they were smoking there would have been if they had destroyed that ward.
Oh, that was just a sentry ward?
Yeah, it was
I
just
thought
a
that was
sentry.
an observer ward because the Lena was not smoked amongst the others, and that was a blink dagger by that tiny, and this should be a quick kill. Yeah, she'll just go down to the static remnant.
And they're going to look for a return kill here, but this might actually be a dead Luna. She does get her ult off. She's dishing out a lot of damage, but she is going to end up going down. No one else on the Radiant side goes down, and that's another big team fight win for the Radiant. Exactly what they needed to get back in this game. And this early in the game, we're talking about a 2K gold swing and a 3K experience swing. That is huge.
Yeah, I think that might have been a slight misplay by the Batrider because he blinked in, lassoed the Luna after the Luna ult, which is fine, but then he dragged her away from the creeps. Which you might, you know, when her ult's going off, you want as many dummy targets as possible.
Yeah, that's true. But you know, at the end of the day, it's kind of working out for them. They'll be all right. They obviously
They pick
the
up the
big
two.
win for them. They picked up two of the highest net worth. It used to be the highest. Tiny working his way in there, so they'll be very happy.
Two of the
about
highest
that.
net worth on the Dire team.
Yes. And I mean, at this point, the Radiant side really doing what they need to get back in this game. They're finding creeps across the map, and they're spreading the map out a little bit, and they're kind of forcing the Dire side to group up as well. I mean, as we look here, there's 4 on bottom up against the Abaddon. It's going to be very difficult to bring that Abaddon down regardless. And in the meantime, the Radiant side is just spread out, making sure they secure kills. They are giving up towers here. But, you know, they already gave up that mid tower. That's easily the most important tower if you're on the Radiant side. I mean, this does cut off the jungle a little bit. But, you know, it's not the most vital tower at this point in the game.
It looks like the Storm Spirit is, he's got a point booster. He's probably going for that new Ags upgrade they released today.
Yeah, that's an April Fool's joke. And it's not going to work on me, but I don't know. Maybe one of our viewers struggled.
That could have worked on you, Charlie. That's completely believable.
It's good. No, it's not. It's not believable. Wrong.
I mean, that would work on you, not that it was believable.
Whatever.
All right.
So it does.
So yeah, clearly he's going to be going for a Bloodstone, quick early Bloodstone. We do see the point booster also up on the Tiny. This will definitely be an Ags.
Yep, he's going to work his way into that. I mean, he does have that Hand of Midas, which gives him increased attack speed. Obviously, he's got the Power Treads that gives him increased attack speed. He'll work his way into an Ags now. It'll be interesting to see what else he does to try and give himself some additional attack speed, because that's really the biggest detriment to Tiny. I mean, he dishes out a ton of damage. I mean, 200 damage without any real damage items. But he's got to find a way to make sure he can attack more than once every, like, 5 seconds.
And that's why he gets that IO partner. So yeah, he needs to get that attack speed himself. We do see a big the piece of BKB up on the Luna, but we do see an initiation on this Morphling. We see the lasso coming out, followed by the stun by the Vengeful Spirit, and they will get the waveform off, but he won't get away. And Death Ward comes out, and there's a swap on the Batrider, which doesn't really do much, and the Death Ward picks off the Batrider and followed up by this Vengeful Spirit. And it looks like that's going to be the end of that little initiation. Lena ult still up, wasn't used.
Yeah, it's a 2-for-1 trade at the end of the day. She really didn't want to use that ult on the Abaddon because it just won't really do anything. But they bring that Morphling down, who was still hitting sitting pretty high on the net worth charts. And I mean, it's not an ideal trade for the Radiant, obviously, but I don't think either team is going to be super upset with that one, considering that this Batrider is still sitting pretty far behind. In the
This
meantime,
is interesting.
yeah, this
I would not expect. I don't think these guys can do it.
I 100% agree with you. I really don't think they can. Even with the Morphling here,
Maybe
it's
with
going to take quite a while. I mean, yeah, I mean, they'll definitely bring him down. He's
Morphin going for the Scotty looks like.
Yep, he's got that point booster sitting there. So yeah,
But
they'll bring him down a little bit quicker than I even really thought they would. So
the Lena has DD for quite a while there. Lena has picked up her point booster and Ogre Club just well on her way to Ags. She's only 1k gold away from it. And this is a dead Vengeful Spirit.
yes, it is. She actually gets knocked out of the flare there, and
Oh my
gosh, the uphill miss chance.
The RNG.
Oh, that was amazing. That took quite a while to bring him down, but yeah, at the end of the day, they find another kill there. It's not going to be hugely significant, but this one is going to be a little bit bigger of a deal if he can find it. It's going to be very difficult, and actually the ult is blown by the Luna. Not going to end up finding a kill with it. Hey, I mean, you use the 10-second BKB and you use the Luna ult. That's a little bit of a win for the Radiant.
A little bit, yeah. And that's one thing I hate about having a BKB against the Storm, because he can initiate and just get right back out without any real loss. And so there's the ult coming out by the Abaddon. He needs to run away because now that's on cooldown, he's a little bit more susceptible to dying.
Yep, and this Laguna Blade was still up, however, she used too much mana, so now she doesn't have the Laguna Blade for this moment. They bring down the Aegis, but they end up paying the Batrider for it, so again, not an ideal trade. They don't actually get a kill there. The Aegis is popped, but on the plus side, the Dire side, not able to take any objectives with that Aegis.
Mm-hmm. And Luna, the Lena, only 100 gold away from her Ags. See who else has got anything coming up. The Abaddon looks like he's going to be picking up a Yule's in a few. He is basically only one piece away in the recipe. Oh, and the Tiny. How much gold does he have right now? Shoot. Okay, Tiny down to only 100 gold. So he doesn't quite. He's only 900 gold away from his Axe. But after that comes up, we'll probably see a whole lot more action coming out from him. Lena does finish her Ags. I'm just gonna, there's so many Ags that are coming up this game. I mean, there's already there's RA1. There's the workings of 2 more.
Yeah, I mean it's we see a lot more Ags. I feel like in amateur games than we do in pro games. I feel like they're much more likely to go for kind of those situational items, the force staff, the
because pros are noobs and don't get Ags.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
Oh, that's a productive statement. But at the end of the day, if we take a look at the golden experience graphs, it's sitting about 7,500. So they were doing well. You can just see this precipitous drop right here as far as experience goes, and it's really not any better as far as gold. So certainly not out of it at this point. But the Dire has built up a little bit of a lead here. It's going to be difficult to find their way back from this one. They've got the tools. I mean, they've got that Batrider. They've got the Storm Spirit. They can find those pickoffs. Actually, these next few minutes are going to be very important to the Storm Spirit. He gets his Bloodstone. They've got to get some charges on that because it's very easy to either go one way or the other with the Storm Spirit. Either you get your Bloodstone, you start to snowball, you get plenty of charges, and if you die, you're back really quickly and you still got plenty of regen. Or you can start losing and your charges, and then you're going to suffer a lot.
See, that's not a very good sign for the Tiny that he gets his Ags as soon as the Witch Doctor gets his Ags.
Yep. And we do see a little bit of a wraparound coming from the Lena here. It's going to be spotted out by the Batrider, but I'm not really sure how they can get out of this one. The Ancient Seal comes out on the Storm Spirit. He's going to get away for now, but they do bring down one. The Skywrath Mage is down. However, a ton of damage coming out from the Luna ult. He brings down the Storm Spirit. They bring down the Batrider. It's a 2-for-1 trade, and it's a core. Not a good trade for the Radiant side. They lose one more. However, they're getting very low on the other side. They bring down one more support, but it's going to be a dead Tiny, and most likely they're going to lose this Abaddon too. So
yeah.
To be honest with you, at points it looked like the Radiant side could bring that one out, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a pretty big swing in favor of the Dire side. Storm Spirit, though, he lost some charges, but he gained a couple there too, so not as bad as it could have been, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's only down to 6, so not the worst.
Yep.
But yeah, looking at net worth, this Luna really running off with it, even though Tiny does have an axe.
Yep. So it's, I mean, they've got to find some pickoffs at this point, and the Dire's doing the smart thing. I mean, they're grouping up. They know there's some big pickoff potential. The Storm Spirit, the Bat Rider. If these guys find you alone, they're going to find the kills, but they're just not getting found alone.
Well, and also like you gotta look at the other side. You know, the Pierce the Heavens. This this Lena can also pick off most anyone on the Radiant side except for the Tiny. Well, I guess she can't pick off the Abaddon or the Storm Spirit either. Well, maybe the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, it'll be very difficult to find the Storm Spirit. If she changed everything pretty well, he really doesn't have a whole lot of tank. He's got that Bloodstone, so he's got that 500 additional health. So might not be able to find the pick off there, but yeah, most of, especially the supports.
There's a bit of an animation on his ball lightning. The Morphling. So I thought this was going to be a straight Scotty when he picked up this point booster. But he goes back for this Blink Dagger, so he's got a lot more initiation. We do see a smoke coming up on the Radiant, and we'll see if they can get a pick off. Maybe on this Morphling. Maybe they'll go into the Radiant jungle. I mean, Dire jungle right now. Tiny leading the charge.
Yeah, this is a little bit scary if you are on the Radiant side because, well,
Ooh,
okay, yeah, that's going to be unfortunate. Smoke. But actually, maybe not the worst thing in the world. Unless they get caught out here, they need to be very careful. They do grab the Lena here, but it's going to be very difficult to bring her down before she starts to dish out the damage. The Luna all going off again. They bring down the Bat Rider. They bring down the Vengeful Spirit. Tiny very low here. He's still alive for the moment, but he's going to go down as well. They haven't brought down anyone on the Dire side. This is going to be very difficult to come back from. The Storm Spirit, the only one to survive, and it is a 4-for-0 trade.
That's not what the Radiant needed to do right there. That's a 5K gold swing?
Yep. I mean, we're looking at
sorry, 3.5.
Yeah.
Way less than that. Yeah, 3.5K gold swing. But still, that is not what the Radiant needed right now.
Yeah, it is 5K experience. I mean, there are some buybacks on the Radiant side. Tiny could buy back. The Bat Rider could buy back, but
they're not going high ground.
Yeah, it looks like they won't go high ground here. So, if we take a look at hero level, I mean, this Dire side pulling away again. So, I mean, the Radiant side needs to find those pickoffs, and they had the right idea there. This Dire side was just completely grouped up, so it was going to be very difficult to find those pickoffs.
Yeah, it was just unfortunate right there. They need to get some objectives as well, because Dire has every single Tier 1 tower up. I don't think they're even below half health. Oh, never mind. This one's actually in deny range.
So this Abaddon, he's picked up this Void Stone here. Is that Force Staff?
No, it's Yule's.
Yule's, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, a lot of commitment here for an illusion, and the big ult coming out from the Witch Doctor does get canceled. However, there is still plenty of damage coming out. They are going to bring down 2 already. There is no trade right now for the Radiant side, and they've got to start to disengage here. I mean, they kind of ran into that one. The Witch Doctor put out a ton of damage, and this Storm Spirit just trying to find his way out. Yeah, and he's just going to go ahead and deny himself.
Yeah, that was probably the smart idea. He was dead for sure, and that would have been team gold to every single person on the Dire team.
Yep, smart move. He gets himself out. He does lose some Bloodstone charges, but I mean, you're just trying to mitigate damage at that point. All right. So after the dust settles on that one, yeah, it's looking very not good for the Radiant side here. We're looking at about a 20K gold experience deficit, and pretty similar in gold. And it does look like it's going to be another Roche for the Dire side. Not really a whole lot they can do to contest this.
Yeah, they're just going to sit in their base. They might know this is happening, but there's nothing they can do to stop it. But they are going to see this tower go down. And the Dire can't really stop this one, so I mean, that'll help them out a little bit.
I didn't see if the fortification was up, but you should always fortify. It doesn't even matter if it doesn't really do anything. You get a free fortify later, so if every time a tower goes down, you might as well fortify. That is the first tower of the game for the Radiant side, so that's great for them, but altogether probably pretty bad for them.
Yeah. At least the tower wasn't denied.
Yep. All right, so Tiny has
Working
picked
on
up an
BKB.
Ogre Club. Yeah, he's going to work on that BKB, and that is going to be good against Luna and the Witch Doctor. So it's definitely a worthwhile pickup. They look like they may trade a tier 2 for a tier 1 here. Hey, it's a trade. That's about all you can expect if you're on the Radiant side
Honestly,
right now.
like yeah, if you're a tier 1 for a tier 2 is great when you're in a situation like the Radiant are right now, especially if they can pick off something right here.
Yep, they'll look to take a tier 2 here. Honestly, I'm not sure if they can even defend this tier 3. So Tiny is going to take the tier 2, and now they look to come back and see if they can do anything to defend. Tiny, actually, you know what? Tiny's not coming back. He's just going to go ahead and push high ground. Abaddon taking some damage here. He's just going to try and get himself up with his ult. He's probably going to end up paying for it with his life, but oh no, he's going to kind of walk out on this one. Still going to end up dying. He's got the Malefice on him. And in the meantime, another 2 down. The Storm Spirit going down as well. And this one may just be GG here. The Tiny did not make it back in time to really do anything. They do lose 1 lane of Rax, and looks like they'll try and fight it out here a little bit, but it's going to be a pretty big deficit. Tiny coming in, doing some decent damage, and actually the Storm Spirit back as well. They do bring down the 1 Skywrath Mage. They bring down the 2nd support, but they are dropping quickly here. And they are going to buy back. They will bring down... not quite bringing down the Luna. She's going to get away for now, and actually, she's so close, but she's going to get away from this one. The Lina does go down, but she does have that Aegis of the Immortal, so they're going to do whatever they can to bring her down here. She's going to try and bring down that Storm Spirit again. Storm Spirit's going to end up getting away, however. They do bring down the... Well, they bring down 2. I mean, it costs a lot of buybacks, but if you look at this one, that's a 10k experience win. Not as much of a gold win because they did have to expend so many buybacks. Calculation does take that into account, but it's still, almost, it's like 4,500 gold change. So, hey, it's a win. It cost a lot, but it's a win.
No, absolutely. I mean, they still got a 4.5k gold swing, even with 3 buybacks. So that was a decent win for although they did have to pay for it with Rax. But when you're this far behind, a win like that is actually pretty big. They were able to win a team fight, even though it costs a lot, and they might not be able to take very many objectives off of this, but they did get tier 1 and tier 2 mid prior to that. So all in all, not bad. They might not be out of this game, not as much as I thought they were.
Yeah, and so the 10-second BKB was used there, but it is worth mentioning this Luna is sitting on her 7-second BKB. So I mean, it's not too low, and it does look like this Radiant side does need to be careful here. Yeah, this is
That's
probably
a
gonna
dead
be a
vengeful.
dead
Just leave her.
Just let her go. It's not worth it. We'll keep her alive for now, but I think this Abaddon's actually going to end up paying for this one now. I don't know. Yeah, there's probably nothing he can do here.
Yeah, he can't pour it out because they'll just stun him.
Yep. So, doesn't end up saving the Vengeful Spirit. Probably should have just kind of left and let her get away. But, it is what it is. They've just got to regroup and try and make sure that they don't take any major objectives off of this one.
I was a little impressed by the Dyer's split there. They were able to send 2 or 3 after that Vengeful Spirit, and then another 2 or 3 after the Abaddon.
Yep.
Just perfect cooperation allowed them to get both of those supports down. The supports will be up, but before the Dyer hits this tier 3, though.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to be careful. They're not going to have those buybacks here to kind of contest this one. And we do see the Scotty come up on the Morphling. That is the second Scotty on the side of the Dyer. There is already one on the Luna here.
It just makes them so tanky.
Yeah, I mean, it's right now, basically, it's better than Heart because it gives you a lot of tank. It gives you some damage as well. We do see the BKB coming out from the Lena, sorry. Oh, but the nice swap avoiding the stun. He's still going to end up going down, but that is, it's minus 30.
That was flash. That was cool.
Yeah. So It does look like... Oh, the Storm Spirit actually going to avoid the Skywrath ult here, but the Bat Rider himself is going to end up going down. There's not really any damage going out on the Dire side right now. They bring down one in the Skywrath, but they're all so low. They're going to bring down... Yeah, it's a 4 wipe, and it's a full team wipe.
That's GG.
That's GG.
All right. Well, Pierce the Heavens take that one pretty handily. And we will see about getting into game 2.
Yep. And at the end of the day, I think they just gave up a little more than they could afford in the early laning phase. They tried to bring it back a little bit. They were somewhat successful, but it wasn't enough to bring it back.
I think the story is those offlaners. The Morphling got a lot out of that offlane. Look, he ended 9-3 and 15. And ended up third on net worth on the Dire team. Well above anyone besides the Tiny on the Radiant. But the Bat Rider was kind of shut down. The Morphling was level 5, while the Bat Rider was level 1.
All right. So game 2 will start shortly here. I just sent you guys into a splash screen while we go ahead and get the lobby up.